Didn't think I'd ever see another human being again.
Is your name Kenneth?
Yeah. How do you know my name?
Casey asked me to look for you. He's alive.
Casey's alive. Tell him he's...
What do you mean, the guilt?
Fuck it.
One more question, Kenneth.
We all deserve death. Before you go...
You twisted fuck!
all in service to a quota designed strictly to strike fear.
You there, Casey? I'm back.
Hey, tourist. Did you discover anything?
All your squad mates are dead. Kenneth killed them.
Holy shit. How do you know?
I stumbled onto Kenneth. He told me what he did and why he did it.
Kenneth is alive? Where is he? Can I talk to him?
He was, but he wasn't gonna make it. I left him to die.
You left him to die? That's messed up, tourist. There was nothing you could do?
Kenneth wanted to die, quickly. Trying to save him would have been cruel.
Shit. Rest in peace, Kenny. My friend. What did he tell you?
He wanted me to tell you something. You want to know what he said?
Yes, of course. What did he say?
He said you're a good guy. Not to feel guilt about what happened outside the bunker. To let the massacre go. He told me all about it. From his perspective. But I am curious about yours.
Well, if he told you what happened, why do you need to hear it from me? You know what you need to know, right? And you've told me my friend is dead, so we can move on, yeah?
I know it must be hard, Casey, to talk about it. But it's okay. Tell me what happened.
Yeah, you're right, tourist. It's not easy for me. There was a massacre.
No, not satisfied. There's more to tell, and you're not telling it. You can't sleep, you're twitching, you're racked with guilt. Why?
Okay, quit badgering me, please. I'll talk, just give me a second to gather my thoughts. It's all fucking foggy. The whole thing escalated really fast. The first bullet was Foster. I wanted to scream no, but it's like I just left my body. Everything after that moment, it was like a nightmare. Jess and Trent started firing. Jess, she was smiling. Kenneth.
You mentioned a hat. What hat?
There was this old man.
Best to assume the worst, Casey.
That's exactly right, tourist. And I can't fucking deal with that.
Get it out of your head or drown it all out with something else. We don't have the time or the energy for a pity party, Casey.
Sorry, I don't know if I can turn it off. Not everyone is like you.
Own it. Swallow it. Whatever you need to do for yourself so you can move the fuck on. There are certain realities at play in this swamp. Accepting them is the difference between life and death. If you want me to stick around, I need you to get your shit together.
Easier said than done, tourist. But I get your point. I suppose the guilt is nothing compared to the knee-deep water that keeps on rising in here. And at least I can take comfort in the fact that there's only one version of the truth left. And it belongs to me, I guess, whatever life I have left. The truth will either kill me or set me free.
Smart money is on set you free.
Thanks. Look, tourist, this little chat, it's worn me the fuck out. And I've got rewiring to do to keep from getting electrocuted next time I use this radio. Not that it really fucking matters. Doubtful I'm getting out of here alive. Without that key that has everyone riled up, this is all a waste.
Casey, you there? Casey, you there? Casey, good news. May said she would give me the key we need.
Good news? Hell, tourist. I would classify that as fucking outstanding news. No, look, I don't want to jinx it, but... No, you know what? I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. Best not to risk the jinx. Let's just forge ahead. One step at a time. Okay, so, the part to repair the final pump. Gosh, I don't have much to go on. It's weird. There's been really faint chatter about it on a few channels. It's been nothing but static for months. There's an outpost called Bastion, set up in a heavily defended duplex home. Barricades and optimal sightlines. The Reclaimed currently control it. It's been a hotbed of conflict between Tower and Reclaimed for a while. From what I'm hearing, that's where it is. Be ready for a shitstorm. Good luck, and hey, keep your head on a swivel.
Hey, Casey. How's it going?
Oh, hey, tourist. Honestly, I'm a little freaked.
Hey, Casey. How's it going?
Oh, hey, tourist. Honestly, I'm a little freaked out.
What's bothering you?
It's just... I'm so close to getting out of here. And the closer I get, the harder it is for me to imagine what it's going to be like out there, you know?
If you don't think you can handle it, you should probably just stay locked up down there. Violence is as much a plague on the world as the dead. Not gonna sugarcoat it.
Oh, wow. What great choices. Remain a fucking mole man for the rest of my life, or crawl out of my home in a surface that's overrun with violent psychopaths and ravenous walking corpses.
Could be worse, you know.
Oh, yeah? I don't see how it could possibly be worse.
You could be a sentient dog turd stuck to the bottom of a walker's rotting foot, doomed to squish slowly in and out of the mud for all eternity.
Yeah, you're right. That'd be a pretty shitty deal. You know, I gotta hand it to you, tourist. A conversation with you is always enlightening.
Kill him.
ghost go up again?
My government's trapped me in a well.
You are a horrible guinea. Can you believe it? We're eating with 2 of the 3 Ghostbusters. Actually, I wasn't. Look at these guys. I can't take a compliment. You guys are funny, but I got a confession to make. I'm a pretty funny guy myself. Maybe I say a few things here, maybe I get a few laughs, maybe you guys put me in one of your pictures.
Yeah, I suppose it's possible. Yeah, we've got all kinds of roles available. Speaking roles, background roles, background roles.
Yeah, speaking of all of that, you know, I'm really good at set gags. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. No, it's everywhere. That's fine.
Peter, what the hell is wrong with you? That's not funny.
Oh, well, interesting opinion, Lois. Yeah, I wonder if there's anyone else at this table who's maybe more qualified to say what's funny than you are.
Well, we need to see a little bit more, but, I might give you that some time, Lee.
Well, I don't understand. You're not wearing a watch.
Well, you see, that's a sort of a joke.
Oh. Well, that's not that funny. No, it's not funny. See, if you had said something like, oh, it's half past a freckle.
Aha! Oh, yeah, I'm thinking of the 3 of you. I'm thinking this guy.
Let me show you something that's funny. Okay, here's an impression of John Wayne on the first Thanksgiving. I'm John Wayne at the first Thanksgiving, Pilgrims. Happy Thanksgiving, Pilgrims.
Where's this guy been?
Well, Mr. Griffin, this has been a lot of fun. But we got to get back over to our place and kind of do it. What we have to do? Roll some joints in your eye. Yeah, we got to do those things.
That's not funny. Drugs aren't funny. They ruin lives. Amen.
No, Peter, you're not funny. I'm afraid Dan's right. You're not funny at all.
I don't get it.
You're painfully unfunny.
Get them out of my house.
Hey, Stewie, can I talk to you for a second?
Right, I'm calling Sebastian the Crab Blue. That is a middle finger to society. I don't know what is. I don't know what more. I wish I'd come up with Greg. It's a little odd that Chevy Chase and Dan Aykroyd have moved into Quahog together. I mean, why here? Why now? I don't know. Maybe we go over there and find out?
Maybe we do.
Hey, hi there. Can you guys tell Meg I'm seeing someone? See anything? Doesn't look like anybody's home.
Won't you gentlemen have a Pepsi? such short notice, no less. No problem. May I call you? Yeah? Now you say the spy is located somewhere. That's right. We need you to set up some roadblocks. It's a little tricky stuff. Operators are not aware of it. And the only way to activate them at this moment is by saying the phrase, Josh, that Italian family on the next table sure is one. From the endless running, running, it's him!
I'm a good person. I know I am. Well, I saved my cousin Billy that one time from blowing off his fingers. All the other kids dared him to hold that M80 and light it, and I said no, Billy, even though I really wanted to see what would happen. What happened at the bunker, Jess says we did the right thing. Foster says it too, so that means we did the right thing. I didn't do anything wrong. Us or them, and we chose us. I'd do it again, probably. So that means it was right, right? When you can look back on something and know that you would do it the same way all over again, that's deja vu, I think. Something happens and you say, you know, that's the way I'd do it a second time. Deja vu. That's how I know I did the right thing.
What do you think of that? Chevy? That was a possible funny in one of your movies, right? Okay, moving on.
I know why you are here. I need to know. What? Terrific. The truth is, the rehabilitation of my government. On the scale of our 1981 failed Czechoslovakian occupation of Poland was penetrated by military and their ragtag band of misfit
Didn't think I'd ever see another human being again.
You're not looking so good.
Ceiling collapsed on me.
People call me the...
The tour. My name is...
Sure.
First favor.
Casey asked me...
Casey's alive. Tell him he's...
What do you mean, the...
Fuck it.
One more question.
We all deserve death. For what? Before you...
Come the fuck on. You fucking hoe.
Какие активации 4769 и все, пока вы скажете, что сделать с нашей стороны. Пожалуйста, подождите, пока мы вам позвоним.
Shut up, 2476.
Do I know? What's happening all over again? Breathe, breathe. Alright, good.
That was awesome. And its message is timeless. Peter, the only message in that movie is that every problem in life can be solved by kicking. Oh my God. Right. You're right. Peter, I'm joking. What a you say to me?
Peter, what are you doing?
Get off my plane.
It's not even the same. What the hell?
Not gonna talk to me like that in my bar.
Oh, bar?
Oh, that's right. They would move.
Here's your burger, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, I need another $1.25.
Is that right? Okay, that is the last time you were gonna pull that crap. You hear me?
Yes.
Do you hear me?
Yes.
You are gonna hold down that football until Charlie Brown kicks it. You got that?
Yes.
Go ahead, Charlie.
Yay.
And you know what else? I did some checking around. You're not a licensed therapist. Roadhouse.
You know it's still early, Peter. What do you say we horse around a little, huh?
I think I can get on board with that.
Ow!
Roadhouse.
Peter, for God's sakes, if you're gonna do that, at least aim for my breasts. Ow!
Peter, I don't think you should be driving with your feet.
Roadhouse.
Wait, why are you taking the back way home? There are so many turns.
Roadhouse. 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 Roadhouse.
Oh my God! Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. Sorry. I wasn't really looking where I was going.
Probably a little blame on our side too.
Roadhouse.
Well, I guess we're just lucky nobody got hurt.
Yeah, I agree. But you know, I sort of have one other problem. Maybe you can help me out.
What's that?
I have a dinner reservation for 2 tonight at Dominic's, and it's just me.
I see your problem. I think I might be able to help.
Man, you want me to kick those dents out for you?
Peter, we've had complaints from all over town. You're gonna have to stop it.
Oh, yeah? I think my scary, otherworldly, shadowy spirit friends might have something to say about that. Attack jumps.
Can I help you?
Hi, I'm Brian. I'm here to pick up Nicole.
Oh, hi, I'm Rita, her mom. You must be the one she had that fender bender.
Well, I got to meet Nicole, so I prefer to think of it as a happy accident. Is she ready?
Oh, well, unfortunately, she left dinner with another guy about half an hour ago.
What? We had a date.
Yeah, I'm afraid that's Nicole. She's 21 and gorgeous. Guys ask her out all the time. I think she loses her.
Oh, for God's sake. Well, let me at least leave my car insurance information for her.
Is that your talking?
No, I wasn't going to use that on your daughter. I would not use a condom on your daughter. I would if I was having sex with her, which obviously I would not do. But I'm safe. I get an AIDS test once every 3 months, and not because it's not because I have a lot of sex. I just eat a lot of poo off the street. I think I wanted to skip my wallet in the first place. Well, I guess I'm humiliated enough for one evening. Sorry about it.
If it's any consolation, I would never give you up.
I guess that makes you one of the rare ones. You're just the one guy. Oh. Humiliating myself once again.
Well, I don't have much.
Well, terrific. Hey, maybe I'll get to use this after all, huh?
Mama is a fabrication created by those who at the cool heart of the Tower Collective to serve as a symbol under which to unify their impressionable masses. Mama is dead. Followed closely by She is Deathly Ill. Then, of course, one of my personal favorites, Mama is afraid of her people. So she hides, knowing that the tower's time as the dominant voice of NOLA is drawing to a close. Its collapse imminent once the blindly obedient finally realize there is so much more for them beyond the oppressive wall. Now, I must admit, I have never laid eyes on Mama myself. My time on their side of the wall was brief as a mayflower. The tower's ways do not reward those who believe in the power of autonomous thought. But whatever you believe, there is an undeniable truth. The tower is in decline. Their philosophy, their lack of vision, and their cruelty have ensured their own doom. Has Mama seen it already? The end? Surely someone of her acumen can right the ship, set the tower back on a benevolent course. And yet it appears that Mama has abandoned her flock. Why has she chosen to withdraw when the tower is so desperately in need of strong leadership? Isn't it obvious, New Orleans? Mama knows she's already lost. She knows that we, the reclaimed, have set hearts and minds aflame with new possibilities. She knows that she can no longer compete. She knows the time has come to let go. But there are those among her ranks, I'm told, who have taken it upon themselves to double down on the failures of the tower, to cling to world.
You there, Casey? I'm back.
Hey, tourist.
All your squad.
Holy shit.
I stumbled on the...
Kenneth is a...
He wasn't gonna make it. He begged me to put him out of his misery. So I did.
Oh. Well, I'm sure you did what was right. Tourist. Shit. Rest in peace, Kenny. My friend. What did he tell you?
He wanted me to tell you something.
Yes.
He said you're a good guy.
Well,
I know it must be hard.
Yeah, you're right, Tor. There was a massacre.
Those are just facts.
Okay, quit. The whole thing escalated.
The feel of the trip.
Yeah.
What do you hear when...
The sound of...
Across?
Yeah.
You mentioned a hat.
There was this...
You never know.
That's exactly...
Get it out of your...
Sorry,
Own it. There are certain realities...
Easier said than done, I guess.
Smart money is...
Look, tourist.
Every guy's an but God forbid it's the other way around. There is nothing wrong with me dating Rita. She's beautiful, she's a charming woman, and I love her. Stop that. They're insane. They don't know what you're talking about. You're an amazing woman. No, I'm not. The only thing that matters is how I feel about you. Rita, I love you. I think you're the most wonderful thing I've ever met. You're only 50. You heard. Sorry.
Yes. Hey, Mom. Hey, Brian. We'll go upstairs.
Yo, Rita.
No, thanks. My God, I can't even react quick enough. Yes, Mrs. Garrett. What?
My happiness means so little to you all that you have Charlotte Ray just standing by to crack a joke, and you really disappoint me.
I apologize. It's what you want. It's a family.
Casey, you there? Casey, good news. May said she would give me the key we need.
Good news? Hell, tourist. I would classify that as... No, look, okay, so...
Hey, Casey, how's it going?
Oh, hey, tourist.
What's bothering you? It's simple, Casey. It's simple, Casey. Adapt to the violence, embrace it, or die.
Is that what you did? Huh?
You'll see.
Thanks for the advice. You know, I gotta hand it to you. Late bells. Rampart. Herdster pushed back the shallows.
Well, yes. When a woman her age comes in here, they don't always wait. She's gonna be okay. Listen, Brian, you said it wasn't I'm the only one. How many times do I have to tell you I'm sticking by this woman? I love her. Careful, Brian. Sometimes the things you love can disappoint you. Like that Playboy you do. Here we go. Playboys, women of the Olympics. Broad shoulders. Yeah, I guess small boobs good for swimming. Yeah. Those are balls. like Brian. Okay, well, I'll go pick some. Yeah, you just said that.
Is the AC on? What's going on? Just killing some zombies, trying to beat this game. Let's see where we're at. Oh yeah, enjoy it. It's fun. It's gonna scare the shit out of you. Yeah. I usually have Family Guy playing around in the background. It really helps. I mean, I'm a grown-ass man, but the shit still makes my skin crawl. Yeah, you gotta, once I hear the music going crazy, I make sure I'm like centered or back up against my wall, like, I'm back up against the wall. Oh yeah, that works. It's the show. Can I climb this stuff? No. What do you mean your game is broken? Just restart it. Just restart it. What I did was, that one is a little glitched out. Basically, if you don't do the mission before the end of the day, before the end of the day happens, then you lose all mission. But like, go to her, get the mission, then go to the blue house, go to the attic, kill the guy, get the ring, go back to her, and like complete that mission before you do anything, and then like scavenge and get your stuff, and then all that does is give you the it gives you a blueprint. I forgot which blueprint it gives you. It's for one of those weapons. I think it's the other 45 caliber. But you got the sheriff already when you get the download. You get this one, which is a little cheaper to build, same ammo. But yeah. So if you just do her mission immediately and then leave, you should be good. Then the rest of them kind of just like, as soon as you go to a place that has a mission, just do the mission immediately. Or just you could press start and you could reload from your last like couple saves ago, and then you should be good.
You made it. I didn't doubt that you would, of course. But my patience, what you made it.
You made it. You're stuttering. I don't see no zombies around here. You guys work good. That guy's off the skooma, if you get my Skyrim.
You made it.
Ooh, this is gonna be good. Doesn't look like time is passing. Alright, let's just go to him, I guess. Oh, Turtle Beaches. Spider-Man. Oh, it's a Molotov cocktail. Alright, where you at? What's this one? I mean, you just gotta be confident. Like, I know what I'm capable of in this game now. I could take on like fucking 20 zombies, John Wick style. Got my sword, repeater for people, backup knife, backup lever. This is my favorite lever. And I'm good with throwing stuff, so sometimes. Alright.
You made it. I didn't doubt that you would, of course, but you made it. Alright! Let's do this,
hey,
you and me!
Why? What the fuck did I do? What the fuck did I do?
Come on! Bring it!
What the fuck was your problem, dude? I didn't even get to see the story. I was just trying to light up a cigarette. You just came attack me. What is this? Dog food. Yeah. Alright, man. Fucking good luck. I have it on PSVR right now, and it's pretty decent. I mean, the tracking might be better on the Oculus and stuff, but it's not bad for this at all. It's not bad. I don't know why he fucking attacked me though. So I guess I'll just do what Any logic will do to do. Just. Oh yeah, game is very, very, like, I'm not getting bored with it yet, and I'm about to beat it, but I gotta play through again to get some other trophies. But even after that, I mean, just running around and killing zombies is awesome. Let's see. Alright, get this mission done so I can shut this shit off. Alright, what house was we in? We were in... Oh yeah, get that thing updated. Make sure you get the most latest update. It fixes a lot of the problems. There was a big problem where zombies just kept appearing. Like, I'll look that way and it'll be like 2 zombies. Then I'll look again and like 1 zombie will be missing. And then like 4 more over there. It wasn't very realistic, but they fixed it. There's no zombies right now though because this is like a mission. Oh, I appreciate it, man. Thank you for that. Well, this is where I get, you too. Oh, there's supposed to be something in here. Did I get it already? Right, meds. The hell is that? That's the zombie mask. Why can't I upgrade to that? I'd rather get that than putting blood on my face. I think I got that thing from here already. this? Is this anything of importance? I must have got it already. Oh. Here we go. This is what I was looking for. That gives me the electric arrows, explosive arrows. I don't know what the picture here. Alright, let's go talk to JB. Hopefully he doesn't try to... See, that kind of scared me. I just seen freaking... Maybe it was a leaf. Hey, what are you doing?
You made it.
I didn't doubt that you would, of course, but my patience was beginning to be tested. Let's start with a formal introduction. You are the tourist, and I am Jean-Baptiste. JB for short. There now, we can proceed to matters of more profound consequence. It is my understanding that this gizmo here would be of use to you. It's all yours. Consider it a gift. And when we are finished with our conversation, I will provide you with the missing dial that you'll need to operate it. Sound fair?
Sounds fair.
Terrific. Now, I prefer to play it straight. Once I received word that you were collecting these devices, and to what purpose, I saw an opportunity to connect with the city's most illustrious survivor and have a chat about the reserve. So I made it a priority to acquire one through various means I will not divulge. And now here you are. It is my hope when I am through, you will see the reserve for what it is. Nothing more than a crutch holding back the people of this fine city from regaining themselves.
You've piqued my interest. Go on.
I am a firm believer in the greatness of humankind, our ingenuity, our art, our towering scientific achievements. This reserve nonsense, even if the rumors about what may be inside it exceed our wildest dreams, the bounty will only prolong our addiction to survivalism as the only path in life. It will stifle our creativity. It will eventually lead to our withering doom. Now, this is the proposal that I have for you. Continue your search for the reserve, and when you unearth it, which I have the utmost confidence you will, destroy it. These 4 numbers will disable the entire flood contingency system. Mother Nature will rage through the reserve and take care of the rest. 1006. Flood the reserve and set us all free. Give this still glorious city the jump start it needs to refocus on something much grander than mere survival. Grant us hope, tourist, and thank you most sincerely for hearing me out. And let's keep this chat between us, if that's all right. I'm not sure my comrades would see the big picture benefits of removing the reserve from the equation. The floor's now yours, my friend. Anything on your mind that requires clarity?
I want your perspective on the reserve.
Uh-huh.
Why choose me to destroy the reserve?
Because you're the one best equipped to find the accursed place, and I trust you will do the right thing when you do. Call it a hunch.
How did you find this code to flood the reserve?
One of my scouts came across the corpse of a National Guardsman in Rampart High School. The body had a manual for a bunker's flood defense system. I put 2 and 2 together.
If the rumors about what's inside the reserve are true, wouldn't it benefit the Reclaim to get your hands on it?
You are absolutely correct. But once those supplies are gone, then what? The same old fruitless pursuits. And there is the very distinct possibility that the tower gets to it before we do. The only way to guarantee this city will move forward in the proper direction is to remove the reserve from the equation entirely.
I have some other questions for you, JB. I'm curious about the Reclaimed.
Yes?
The Reclaimed have made quite a mark on the city. How did the movement get started?
After my exile from the tower for insubordination, I took to raiding their supply lines. Rather efficiently, I might add. No one ever got hurt, and other exiles clamored to join my operations. Needless to say, Mama and her cohorts were not pleased with my exploits, and they sent several communications asking me to cease my pillaging or there'd be consequences. Of course, I refused, politely. No one was going to dictate the terms of my existence anymore. But it wasn't until the tower started sending thugs out to track me down and end me that I decided it was time to send a message of my own.
I've heard snippets about the Reclaimed philosophy, but it would be enlightening to hear it from you.
It's simple, really. We want to live purposeful lives, reclaim the world and our humanity along with it. Mere survival is so petty. It's beneath us, forcing people to focus solely on survival. It's cruel, really. I believe we must invest in a future of our own design. Life is not worth living otherwise.
What's with the gory rituals?
Well, in my brief tenure as a tower grunt, I'd even called him a friend. Trip was his name. Snuck up on me in the middle of sleep. Tried to slit my throat. Still carry the scar. Well, long story short, Trip was no match for me. I maimed him. Something awful, really. And I dragged his body about a mile all the way to the southern bump, which at the time was the most highly trafficked exit from the tower. I found an old oak, hung him upside down from it so his lifeblood would spill rapidly into the soil, and upon his chest I pinned a note that read, "Keep 'em coming." And just like that, I became the most feared boogeyman Nola has seen since the Axeman. Once I had fear on my side, the rest just blossomed naturally. Those with nowhere else to go wanted what I had, so they listened. And they learned. I empowered them. That's all people want. A sense that their lives still have some meaning.
Hey, big brother. There's not much to say beyond I'm sorry, but I have to do this. I can't sleep. I can't eat. I'm a wreck, Jeff. I keep seeing that little girl's face. These visions of her turning. This whole mess is fucking with my head. What are the Martin?
The Reclaimed have made quite a mark on the city.
After my exile from the tower for insubordination, I took to raiding their supply lines. Rather, needless to say, but it wasn't until...
What's with the gory rituals?
First one was a man I knew well in my brief tenure as a tower grunt. I'd even called him a friend. Trip was his name. Once I had...
I have some other questions for you, JB. I've heard enough.
Fair enough. Then we are finished here. The dial, as promised. Godspeed, tourist.
wise to be wandering around?
You finally meet, tourist. After all the hype, you're not exactly what I expected. Thought you'd be more put together, bit more danger to your presence.
Sorry to disappoint, lady. Good thing I'm not too concerned about what you think of me.
You should be, fool. Your life may depend on it. I'm Georgia. Maybe you heard of me, maybe not. I could give two shits. What does concern me is the man inside the building you just stepped out of. The time has come to silence him once and for all. Cut off the head that won't shut up. Rest of the reclaimed fools will fall back in line. Then us tower folk can get back to doing what's right, without all the noise.
From what I know about JB, it may take more than you and a couple of goons to take him down.
You a real smart-ass, tourist. I fucking love smart-asses. Especially when I've snipped the tongues out of their smart-ass mouths. But I'm willing to give you a pass on your smart-ass ways. Just this once. I'm gonna offer you an opportunity to be a hero. You game?
That depends. What the fuck do you want me to do?
Quit fucking with me, fool. You know what I want. March back up into that house and kill JB. Prove you are worth more to the tower than the cockroach you've been so far. And in return, all your fucked up transgressions will be forgiven. If you happen to find yourself in the midst of our onslaught on the reserve, tower troops will have your back. You have my word.
This is your conflict, not mine. I'm not a hired gun for the tower.
That's a goddamn shame, tourist. JB is not walking out of that place alive, whether you get involved or not. What you don't seem to realize, however, is your fate if you defy me. Let me clarify. Do as you are told, or you are dead.
I smell something right.
I see you.
You've returned. To what do I owe the pleasure, tourist?
Tower troops are outside. They want you dead. I suggest you get out of here.
Well, look at you, tourist. Choosing sides. I suppose that's a good sign regarding our previous conversation. For a rogue spirit, you certainly have proven pivotal in the fight for the soul of this godforsaken and still glorious city. I have no designs on escape. I plan to march right out of this house, gun drawn, and send a message. If you feel like joining me, I suggest you keep up. When it comes to violence, I am decisive and swift.
You gonna regret this! Right, ass! About to die! I'm gonna break you, fool!
We collaborate well, tourist. Together we might have been able to handle twice as many tower goons. I had forgotten how much I enjoy the thrill of a brawl. Been a while. Thanks for reminding me. And now I must bid you farewell. I have a new broadcast to prepare, hearts and minds to ignite. Perhaps you may even get a special mention. But please, do me one last favor. Keep our earlier discussion in mind when the moment arrives for you to decide the fate of the reserve. 1006. The 4 numbers that will set this city free.
My dear Georgia, we have gone too far. This has to stop. We are not cruel. No matter what our community is facing right now, we have to remember our promise to the people. We are to stand faced with a crisis, Georgia. Those responsible for the atrocities that led to the disease were brought to justice. We have to put the lessons we learned from all that tick business behind us. And I was to learn that those animals were so human to our most desperate, simply to meet hunting quotas. I was enraged. But as difficult as it may be, I had to pivot. I had to try and understand the desperation that drove them to hunt human beings. Maybe our scavenging quarters were a misstep. Punishment was warranted. But we cannot allow those horrors to color all the choices we make moving forward. We must help people, not abandon them. I have been changing course and making difficult decisions a majority of my life. We can figure this out. We can get this community back on the right track. I may be a bit compromised these days, but my mind is as sharp as ever. You need to be patient, and you need to try. You know, I have always thought of you as the daughter I never had. Have I ever steered you wrong? We will return to better days. Your mama.
All patrols, return to the tower after 1800 herd stir through the Narrow. Reserve assault prep begins ASAP. 3 to 10 days. Hope for 10. We need fucking time. Reserve strike immediate when low.
Henri, I found 2 more exiles wandering around the northwest corridor today. Was able to get them to safety. Get them supplies for a few days. They said it's getting ruthless on the other side of the tower wall. More people exiled every week. My husband was innocent. I don't give a damn what was on that map. Doesn't prove a thing. Georgia has such a stranglehold on the tower. She could say the sky was green and made of jello, and everybody behind the wall would nod, smile, and get out their spoons. Not me, and not my daughter. I'm going to prove to Umbra that we can rise above it all, that we can remain in truth. Which brings me to a confession, tourist. I didn't tell the full story of how I got the reserve key. Umbra called me out for omitting a critical detail. I am raising the kid right, I guess. To get the key, I had to hurt someone. Real bad. A dear friend. I almost killed her. In the moment, it felt like the right thing to do. No question. But I regained my senses for my daughter's sake. I could see her eyes pleading with me from across the room. Stop, Mommy. This isn't right, they said. I was ashamed. I had succumbed to what the tower had become under George's influence. A breeding ground for...
Yeah, it's not working. Get her out of my hair. Well, we can help you. Is it a boy or a girl? It's a girl. Her name's Anna Lee. Oh, beautiful. Let me take her from you.
Well, go on, Quagmire. Give it a bit.
I will. Here. She'll go to a good home, right? Oh, yes. Maybe somewhere safe, right? Like, you're not gonna put her with sand people, right? You mean like from Star Wars? No.
Ryan, I didn't know if you wanted a God's eye with a beach one.
Okay, thank you. You wash my car like I asked?
No, but I hit it with a rock.
Okay.
Trail forcing people to turn against... Sad thing is... Not proud of it, but it's true. There is a line with me, and when it's crossed, does not matter who...
He took my dry cleaning, and I have no idea what he did with the ticket.
Yeah, this was not a fruit for his mother.
I'm not proud of this, but I need to look that up.
This will be great, Glenn. All right, Nudie Bar is the perfect way to celebrate your first night without a baby.
Yeah, Peter, this is great. I feel like myself again. Hey, my life was so dominated by that baby. I'm glad she's gone.
Yeah, you know, sometimes you just gotta make it sweet and go.
My dad just might have radical penis problems.
Peter, I don't think...
Ryan, your objections are duly noted. Back at the gas.
You know that would never work again in a million years.
Don't need it to, Ryan.
That stripper has a rash on her ass, just like Emily used to get.
Alright, yeah.
And another stripper sitting on that guy's lap, just like Emily.
Yes.
And that stripper only has one tooth, just like Emily.
Right, are you feeling okay?
I think I might have made a terrible mistake. I abandoned my daughter. Why did I give away my only daughter? Oh, God!
You made it. I didn't doubt that you would, of course, but my patience was beginning to be tested. Let's start.
Sounds fair.
Terrific. I prefer to...
You've piqued my interest.
I am a... 1006. Flood the reserve. And let's keep...
I want your perspective.
Uh-huh.
Why choose me?
Because you're the one.
How did you find...
One of my...
If the rumors are...
You are absent.
I have some other questions. I want your perspective.
Uh-huh.
I have some other questions. I'm curious about...
Yes?
The reclaimed...
After my... Needless to... But it wasn't an...
I've heard snippets.
It's simple. Mere survival.
What's with the gore?
First one... Once I had...
I have some other questions. I've heard enough.
Fair enough. The dial. Godspeed, tourist.
Finally meet, tourist. After all the hype, you're not exactly what I expected. Thought you'd be more...
You know who I am. but I'm not sure I know who you are.
I'm Georgia. Maybe you...
He's all yours.
This is where you come in. I'm gonna offer you an...
That depends.
Quit fucking with me. You know it.
This is your con...
That's a goddamn shame.
Tower doesn't need mama.
You've returned. To what do I owe the pleasure, tourist?
Tower troops are outside.
Well, look at you, tourist. I plan to march right out.
You go. That doesn't.
We collaborate well, tourist. Together we might have been able to handle twice as many tower goons. We collaborate well, tourist. Together we might have been able to handle twice as many tower goons. I had forgotten how much I enjoy the thrill of a brawl. Been a while. Thanks for reminding me. And now I must bid you farewell. I have a new broadcast to prepare hearts and minds to ignite. Perhaps you may even get a special mention. But please, do me one last favor. Keep our earlier discussion in mind when the moment arrives for you to decide the fate of the reserve. 1-0.
My dear Georgia, we have gone too far. This has to stop. We are not cruel. No matter what our community is facing right now, we have to remember our promise to people. I understand the people when faced with a crisis, Georgia. Those responsible for the atrocities that led to the disease were brought to justice. We have to put the lessons we learned from all that tick business behind us. When I first learned that those animals were serving human flesh,
all that shit all over, man.
Desperate, simply to meet hunting quotas. I was enraged, but as difficult to pivot. I had to try and understand the desperation that drove them to hunt human beings. Maybe our scavenging quarters were a mistake. Yes, punishment was warranted. But we cannot allow those horrors to color all the choices we make moving forward. We must help people, not abandon them.
You made it. I didn't doubt that you would, of course, but my patience was beginning to be tested. Let's start with a formal introduction.
Sounds fair.
Terrific. I prefer to...
You've piqued my interest.
I am a... 100... And...
I've heard enough.
Fair enough. The dial. Godspeed, tourist.
Finally meet, tourist. After all the hype, you're not exactly what I expected. Thought
Sorry to disappoint, lady.
you should be, fool. I'm Georgia.
From what I know about...
You are real smart. I'm gonna offer you an...
That depends.
Quit fucking...
This is your
That's a goddamn shame.
You've returned to...
Tower troops are out.
Well, look at you. I plan to march...
You gonna regret.
We collaborate well, tourist. Together we might have been able to handle twice as many tower goons. I had forgotten how much I enjoy the thrill of a brawl. Been a while. Thanks for reminding me. And now I must bid you farewell. I have a new broadcast to prepare, hearts and minds to ignite. Perhaps you may even get a special mention. But please, do me one last favor. Keep our earlier discussion in mind when the moment arrives for you to decide the fate of the reserve. 1006. The 4 numbers that will set this city free.
by itself, it's a little tangy, but it's still. Third cup is more than a half a cup. Is it? Oh yeah.
But because the apple cider vinegar was the right, I used like the right amount of that. It was just too much vinegar.
Human beings. Hunted. Their muscle carved off bone. Sliced into meager portions, then served to a starving populace. A sinister secret. All in service to a quota designed strictly to strike fear into already subservient hearts. All in service to a quota that accomplished nothing beyond the creation of a debilitating disease. The tick. The tick is what they called it. An apt name, given the condition of those burdened by it, many of whom we have taken into our fold. And how did Tower leadership decide to handle this crisis? To keep those afflicted from discovering why they were sick. And when that misguided strategy failed and the truth spread like lush Spanish moss, what did these heartless scoundrels do? Did they spare no effort and exhaust every resource to correct their wrong and treat those poor afflicted souls? No. No, they did not. What they chose to do instead was to exile those sick with the tick, condemning them to certain doom, even though their own policies planted the seed for the disease in the first place. And they call us barbaric. There are atrocities that will grip the psyche of a people with such ferocity that I dare say those subjected to them may never recover their sanity. This is one of those atrocities. Makes my insides churn with anger. But this is my commitment to you, New Orleans. I will not stand by idly and allow injustice to continue to flourish within this city. Those who sit atop the tarnished tower throne will be brought low by the reclaimed and punished for their transgressions.
tourist. Thank you, and goodbye. Maybe our paths will cross again. Maybe not. Guess we'll just have to wait and see. Personally, I think you should follow us out of this doomed city. Like I said, you would be an asset to the Exodus. But you need to follow whatever story resides in your head. Just know that you are part of my and Amber's story, along with the stories of a couple dozen folks who might have been dead by the end of the week if it wasn't for your efforts. Amber wanted to give you one more drawing. I think she hopes it'll sway your decision. Good luck, and I hope you find what you're searching for. May.
I'm back, Casey. Ready to repair the pump. You still alive?
Yeah, alive, but almost swimming. No turning back after this, tourist. We have to get after it. I'm running out of time. You prepared?
Stepping away for a bit.
Okay, I'll be here. Human.
Herd stirs early. Memorial Lane. Bells ring early. The ward. Bells ring late. Old Town. Bells ring early. Bywater. Medicine cache found. Memorial Lane.
Casey, come in.
Hey, tourist. We have to move quick on this last repair, but it's best to do it under cover of darkness. Just get some rest and reach out when the sun's gone down.
I'm back, Casey. Ready to repair the pump. You still alive?
Yeah, alive, but almost swimming. No turning back after this, tourist. We have to get after it. I'm running out of time. You prepared?
I'm ready.
Okay. Serial number first.
(749-0003-13).
All right. Set valve A to 38.
Valve A, 38. Green.
Valve B needs to be set at 44.
Valve B, 44. A, B, double green.
You're a machine, tourist. Okay, valve C. Set it to 60.
Valve C to 60. Green all around. Button press and we are calibrated.
Excellent. Okay. The last pump is not far from the cemetery. It's in a concrete industrial shed in the old jazz park, near the statue of the musicians. Should be easy to find. The key you got from May unlocks the door to the shed. Now, once the part is installed, contact me and I'll get the pump system started. We are so close, tourist. Access to the reserve for you. Get the fuck out of the reserve for me. Can't wait.
Valve C to 60.
The last
Green
pump
all
is
around.
not far from the cemetery.
Button press. Valve C to 60.
If it keeps on raining, levee's gone.
Alright, that's the end of this one. I'll be back on probably tomorrow.